Hello, Mark with Firearms Training Colorado. Today I want to talk about proper grip. So before we do anything else, the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to make sure that our gun is empty. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop that magazine. We're going to make sure there's nothing inside that magazine. Now this is a training gun, so I'm not going to be able to rack my slide. But the next step would be to rack the slide to the rear, lock it, and then you should be able to look all the way through and see in all the way to the other side. Then we're going to look inside and look into the chamber, make sure there's nothing in the chamber. And then last, we're going to take our pinky and we're going to put it inside that chamber and we're going to feel around just to make sure that there's still nothing in there. Right? It's just a backup to looking in there in the first place. So I look, I don't see anything, and then I feel to confirm that there's nothing in there. All right, so now that we've done that, let's start working on our grip. A couple things I want you to know. First, I want you to make that V, all right? So we need to make a V. And the next thing I want you to know is this, is what we call the beaver tail. So this area right here is called the beaver tail. We're gonna make that V, and we're gonna take that V and we're gonna come up high underneath that beaver tail. Once we do that, we're then going to wrap our 3 fingers around. We're going to keep our trigger finger up high. Okay, now I'm just going to switch hands so you can see from the other side. All right, so now we have this side that we still need to fill out. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of rotate our hand forward. We're going to place the back of our palm onto the back of the palm of our shooting hand. And I place them together. I'm going to wrap my 4 fingers around and I'm dropping my thumbs down. Now, my shooting thumb should be on top, my support thumb will be on bottom, and we are not resting on the slide. All right, so if we rest on the slide and we're putting a little too much pressure on that slide, when it comes back to eject and then to reload, we can actually be preventing that to do it properly, which could lead to a malfunction. So we want to make sure that our thumbs stay out of the way. So now that we have the grip, we have what's called the proper grip. So at this point, we're going to just push out, and then when we're ready, we're going to put our finger on the trigger. Now here is the next part of this. So as long as we have this proper grip, my trigger finger and my gun together should work in tandem. And what I'm saying is that my hand is not going to be clenching, right? My support hand is going to control that. My shooting hand is just going to have it just a firm grip, but my finger is what's going to do all the work. So my finger, I'm just going to bring it straight back, and boom, it takes that shot. Okay. What happens is that when we have that grip and we haven't shot a whole lot or practice, right? When we go to pull that trigger, the gun will dip. Okay, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen some of the students that I've trained with, as they're pulling, that you can quite literally see that gun just go from straight to down. So again, let's go back over the proper grip. All right, we're going to make the V with our hand. We're going to pick up the gun with our non-dominant hand. We're going to slide that V high up underneath that beaver tail. All right, we do not want a gap anywhere over here. If I see a gap like this, then we do not have a proper grip, and when we take that shot, that allows this gun to move in our hand more. So we want to be up high. The higher we are, the more control we're going to have over that firearm. Next, we're going to wrap those 3 fingers around. We're going to keep our trigger finger up high. All right, for this video, I'm just going to switch hands so we can see the other side. Now we have the other side that still needs to be covered. So now we're going to take our support hand, and we're going to take that palm, and we're going to go palm to palm, and then I'm just going to wrap my 4 fingers around, and then I'm dropping my thumbs to the side. Again, my support thumb is underneath, and my dominant thumb, or my shooting hand thumb, is on top. All right, from this point, as we press out, I now have a proper grip. So when I'm about to take that shot, I'm going to give a little bit of a squeeze with both hands, but mainly from my support, and I'm just going to let the finger do all the work. My trigger finger does all the work. All right, if you got any questions about this, please contact me. My email is info@ftcolo.com. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If you have my number, give me a call, send me a text. I'm perfectly fine with any of those ways. Just understand that if I am working, I won't be able to get to you right away, but I will try and get to you as soon as I can. All right, I hope you have a great week. Let me know how that training is going. And if you're having any issues with it, please let me know so we can work that out. All right, I'll talk to you soon.